First on my list in random order is still Blue Eyes. Recently got a hit on the ban list, but still very consistent and an extremely solid deck. But maybe not the best anymore. This deck does an amazing job at controlling the duel by setting up a few disruptions, but then recycling them all every single turn. True Light brings back a Blue Eyes and a Maiden every turn. Barrel adds itself to hand every turn. Drill Beam also comes back every turn, so if you don't beat Blue Eyes in one turn, you've lost, because of how much recursion this deck has. And even if Blue Eyes goes second, thanks to cards like Tyrant Dragon which can attack every monster, going second won't be an issue. Next we have Fiendsmith Control, arguably the best deck of this new format. Because while Blue Eyes did get hit, this deck remained untouched. It's basically a deck of hand traps, plus cards that come back every turn, with Primate, Fiendsmith, and Bestials all having the ability to recycle every turn, makes the grind game against this deck a nightmare, thanks to all the hand traps this deck plays. It means your opponent has almost no chance of making a good board, and then slowly, with the amount of advantage that this deck generates every turn, you'll get rid of your opponent's cards little by little, giving you an overwhelming advantage. Next we have Snake Eyes Fiendsmith. It got slightly hit on the ban list, mainly losing one bonfire. But this barely hits the deck's consistency thanks to all the one-card combos it has, especially since Lacrima was released. So any two bodies on the field is full Snake Eyes combos. This deck has one of the best end boards in the game, always ending on a huge amount of disruptions, while also having the ability to easily play through hand traps and disruptions, thanks to every card in this deck. basically being a starter and an extender, so in many cases, this deck can eat 3 hand traps like it's nothing, which is an advantage you get when you mix 3 engines that work well together. And above all that, this deck can easily OTK thanks to its ability to spam monsters with high attack. Still on this list is Memento, also another deck that can play through a lot of hand traps, because it either has a few extenders in hand, or simply because it plays a lot of cards that can dodge hand traps. It sets up an amazing board. It plays during your opponent's turn. You can steal monsters, destroy cards, and the deck has room to play board breakers like super polymerization. So going second, this deck should perform extremely well, while also getting extra awesome points for having a cool boss monster like Combined Creation. A new addition to this list. Next we have Atlantean Mermail. This deck is extremely annoying to play against, because it easy hand traps, it performs hand loops, and ends on a barrier statue. So if they max see you, like what's happening here, just keep going, and summon barrier statue, and you'll be fine. Other than that, the deck is also great going second because it has many cards that deal with your opponent's problematic cards, giving you a good ability to clear boards and attack for game. And finally, we have White Forest. Honestly, this spot could have also gone for either Snake Eyes Fire King, or even Branded, but I went with White Forest because not only does it play Fiendsmith, but also Millennium and Azamina, so it can play through a lot of hand traps. As far as end boards go, this deck has the best one out of all decks on this list, because it not only ends in multiple Omni Negates, but also on Apolissa, as well as some back row, so usually if you perform your combo, it's very hard to beat, and not only that, all your engines all recycle next turn, all of White Forest, Fiendsmith, and Azamina. Recycle cards in the next turn to give you an amazing turn 3 as well, so you can't go wrong with this deck. Shout out to these amazing people for the great support. Click the link in description to become a member. Make sure to subscribe if this video helped, join my Discord to chat with a like-minded community, and maybe consider becoming a channel member.